Good morning everyone and welcome to day one of Greater Manchester Careers Week virtual careers fairs. Today we're going to be talking to you all about a career in the health and social care sector. We've got presentations from featured employers telling us about live job vacancies, what their companies look for, application processes, etc. We've got some industry experts sharing their career stories and explaining what a typical day in the life of their jobs involve, and we'll also be hearing from training providers talking about entry requirements into different jobs within the sector, apprenticeships, traineeships and more. Before we get started with a very full schedule this morning, please be aware that today's event is a live webinar hosted on Microsoft Teams. Only the presentation and guest speakers are visible, so don't worry about having your camera or microphone muted. We'll be recording the session to make it available on YouTube and across other channels later today. So if there's anything that you find particularly useful, you can come back and watch it again later. For the next hour and a half, we'll be following this event schedule. So for the first 15 minutes or so, we'll be giving you some careers insights and a bit of a labour market update about the trends within the health and social care sector from a jobs perspective. We'll be talking to you about what different jobs within the sector involve and the career prospects, looking at ways to enter the sector, how to find work, the skills, training and qualifications required. Then for the next half an hour after that, we'll be hearing from Stroke Information, Plato Training and Juniper, talking about training provision and support services, before coming on to hear from employers and industry experts, including this morning, Stockport Nhs Foundation Trust, Helping Hands, Creative Support, Home Instead Senior Care and the team over at Stockport Fostering. So as an introduction, today's event is part of National Careers Week and there's a huge amount of activities going on throughout the week. You can find out more about them by visiting their website, nationalcareersweek.com, and they've got everything from NCW TV with featured employers promoting their companies and talking about careers across different sectors, through to live webinars, through to downloadable resources and activities. In terms of across Greater Manchester, there's a huge amount going on from ourselves and Bridge GM, and you can find out about additional activities by going onto social media and using the hashtag GMCW 2021. As part of today's event, we've put together a range of resources to help you get the most out of National Careers Week, or if you're watching this back on YouTube at a later date, they will still be available on our website to help you with career planning, whatever stage you're at in your career, from school, college, university, graduate, young adult through to more experienced, whether you are considering your first job or a switch to a different sector. There's some really good tools on there. We've got a skills builder profile that helps you look at what you're good at right now and where that could take you. Some career roadmap planning tools which look at it from the end goal of where you want to get to and all of the different routes that journey might take. We've got some employer evaluation sheets for you to use if you're watching some of our featured videos or hearing from employers today, so you can make a note about what you've learned and what you might like to follow up on. You can also download a participation certificate to show that you've taken part in today or this week's events. You can take that along to your careers advisor, maybe your work coach, your training provider, or even your employer, and ask them to sign it to show that you've taken part. All this information and more can be found on our website, not just today, but on an ongoing basis. That's stockport-jobsmatch.co.uk/career-development. You'll be able to find on there all of the featured employer profiles and live job vacancies, over 3,000 vacancies, including apprenticeships, traineeships, internships, etc., and volunteer jobs, and all of the jobs from the employers that are spoken about today. All of the training providers, the courses, the events that I mentioned today are on there, as well as over 100 different careers advice articles, including profiles of different jobs and how to get involved in different sectors. You might find it useful to register for a free Jobs Match account. That will allow you to go onto the website, shortlist jobs or volunteering roles, for example, or courses, bookmark careers advice articles that you find useful. You might want to do that with your careers advisor or your work coach, or just independently. You can save all of those into your own account and come back and view them later. So on to the main schedule of events for today. We're going to start by looking at careers within health and social care. So first up, we're going to give you a quick overview of the health and social care sector. So there are a massive amount of opportunities to work in health and social care. And we all know, based on recent events, how essential this sector is to all of us. Our fantastic NHS, who we're going to hear from shortly, is a major employer. In fact, it's one of the top 5 workplaces in the world, top 5 largest, employing over 1.5 million people in over 350 different career types. They range from estates management to physiotherapy, catering to clinical science. So there's a lot more to careers within the NHS than just doctors and nurses. However, there's also a huge growth in independent healthcare organisations, both private sector and public sector, non-profit and voluntary organisations too. The social care sector employs 1.5 million people, and that's expected to grow by 500,000 job roles within the next 10 years due to the UK's ageing population and longer life expectancies. So it's a very secure sector to consider launching a career or switching your career to, with lots of strong prospects for future jobs growth. The latest data from the CIPD's labour market outlook shows that employer confidence and hiring intentions are at their highest within the health and social care sector, and that they're amongst the highest for new jobs creation, according to the RBC Jobs Recovery Tracker. So a really strong growth outlook there. So in terms of what jobs can you do within health and social care, well, we've already mentioned that the NHS alone has 350 different job types and career paths for you to follow. I've put some of them up on the screen, not just from the NHS, but from health and social care more broadly, and you can see that they're really diverse. So I've detailed some of them here: ambulance service, pharmacy, social care, allied health. There's a huge amount goes into that. Doctors, healthcare sciences, nursing and midwifery, optometry, dental and wider healthcare team, and I could have gone on. You'll see that within each of those areas there's lots of specific different job types, and it's probably a good idea, if there is a specific job that you're interested in, or maybe you have absolutely no idea, you know you want to work in health and social care but you're not sure what job type is for you, you can go onto the NHS website, the National Career Service website and prospects, and you can search by any of these types of jobs. They have full role profiles listed where you can see the duties required and the entry requirements, the skills required, any training, etc., and find out a little bit more what each of the jobs involve. You can also do that by going onto job boards like CV Library or Total Jobs, searching for jobs within health and social care, clicking into those and reading the job advertisements, and it will tell you a little bit more from a real world perspective about what individual employers are looking for, which is great. So those are the different role profiles available. What are some of the benefits that a career in health and social care can offer you? Well, first and foremost, the careers tend to be incredibly rewarding, and they're very hands-on roles in terms of making a real difference and helping people on a one-to-one basis. We've obviously already mentioned that they're very varied, not just in terms of the job type, but obviously in terms of the setting. You can work in lots of different types of environment, and no 2 days are the same. There's lots of opportunity to travel, whether that be as part of your job or because skills within health and social care are so widely transferable. You can work both in the UK and internationally. And we've already mentioned that there's a really strong job outlook as the sector continues to expand. So that means that you get job security and a long-term career prospect. In terms of training, Now, lots of these jobs do require for you to have specific qualifications in order to perform the roles, but many don't. They involve on-the-job training and allow you to gain professional qualifications as you go along, but all within the health and social care sector will require a strong emphasis on ongoing professional development. So training will be very much part of your career as you develop, which allows you to have this continued investment in your own personal growth and career progression. There's lots of opportunities to progress within defined career paths, working your way up to senior management as based on both the qualifications that you gain and the experience that you gather over the years. But there's also the opportunity to diversify that career. Obviously, we showed that there are lots of different job profiles. You might want to, at some point, transfer those skills from one area of health and social care to another. There's competitive salaries too, not just starting salaries, but at all job levels, from public and private sector employers, tending to be above the national average rates of pay. The other advantage to a career within health and social care is the flexibility that it can afford you. Obviously, it's a 24/7 industry to look after people. So that means that it's able to accommodate different work schedules, whether you need part-time to fit around childcare commitments, study commitments, caring commitments, or for another reason. So lots of good reasons to choose a career in health and social care there. So what do you need to get started in a career in social care, whether you're at secondary school, just looking into the career options, college, partway through a course, university, on your way to gathering that degree, just starting your career outside of education, or whether you're looking to change your career, as we've said. Well, in terms of what's required, that's not a simple answer. Because the roles are so diverse, there's lots of different requirements depending on the job that you're trying to do. The skills required can range massively from attention to detail to manual dexterity to communication skills, as we've indicated. So it's fair to say that there's a career path for you, and whatever your level of training or your background of experience. Go on to those role profiles and see what the individual ones require. But as I say, not all of them require specific qualifications. Some is based on the soft skills as well. You should also perhaps check with college or universities as to what their entry requirements are. So if a specific type of qualification is involved in the job that you want to do, and you need to head off to college or university to gain that qualification, find out now what the entry requirements to start in that course might be, so that you can work towards them as part of your career plan. In terms of finding a job within health and social care, it's a really good idea to try and get some form of work experience first if you can. And this is usually by voluntary work, unpaid or paid work experience placements, internships, traineeships or apprenticeships, and we're going to find out a little bit more about those shortly. Job vacancies tend to be advertised either in the local press, job centres, or on the NHS website. And I think Stockport NHS are going to mention a bit more about where their jobs are promoted later on. You'll also find them on national job boards like CV Library, Total Jobs, Reed, Indeed, etc. And you can find them on local jobs boards, just like Stockport Jobs Match. We've got all of the vacancies on there for Stockport NHS and a lot of the providers that you're going to hear from today in the social care sector. So that gives us a nice overview of health and social care as a career route. We're now going to come on to hearing from some training providers this morning. Unfortunately, I've just had news that Michael at the stroke information is having some technical difficulties this morning. So we're going to go straight to Natalie at Plato Training, who's going to run us through some of the training courses that they offer and how that can help you get started with a career in the health and social care sector. Thanks.
So first of all, then Plato Training, we have been delivering a wide range of sector-based qualifications throughout Greater Manchester for over 10 years now. So all the qualifications are linked to a particular sector. So today the focus is health and social care. So our courses are normally delivered over 3 days a week. So they tend to be Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays for roughly 6 to 8 weeks. All our courses are currently being delivered remotely. so you can complete the courses from home. Hopefully, in the not too distant future, we will be back in the classrooms, but we're getting quite a lot of positive feedback at the moment about online delivery, and I will go into that a little bit more a bit later so you can understand how it works. So one thing that's really important is it isn't just a qualification. So yes, you do get a certificate, and it's really important you have that certificate for interviews with employers, but we're also building confidence. So we're making you gain the knowledge for the qualification. So when you're in an interview with an employer, you can confidently talk about the sector and what you have learned. So we also work with local employers. We share job opportunities with you. We can help you with your CVs, with application forms. We also do lots of teamwork as well, and we can even do that remotely as well, because as I've said, it's not just a qualification, this is social as well. So it's giving you the opportunity to interact with other people who may be attending a course. So Plato as a business, we also do courses in business, we do retail, caring for children, childhood illnesses, IT, maths and English, and mental health. So that's our main offer, so there are progression opportunities. Okay, Caroline, you can go to the next page. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you some information about the course that we offer. So the course is a level 1 introduction to health and social care and children and young people settings. So you're not just gaining knowledge of working with adults. We're looking at a wide range of customers that you may deal with. And as I've mentioned, they tend to run Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays for 6 weeks. So you'll see on this slide, there is a list of the modules that you would complete. There are 10 modules altogether, 7 are mandatory, which you have to do, and then 3 are optional. So depending on your career path would depend on the final 3 modules that you want to do. Sometimes we can list units and modules, but you don't really know what is covered on each one. So I'm going to give you a basic summary of each of those modules. So the first one, job roles. So as Caroline mentioned earlier, there are many different job roles you could go into within the health and social care sector. So we look at roles such as physiotherapy, midwifery, working in day centres, working on wards, working in a nursing home, a residential home. So you will look at all those roles within the qualification and think about what role would best suit you. So what we also look at is progression opportunities within those employers to get to that goal and what your goal actually is. So your tutors are the industry experts, and they will ensure that you know and have a career pathway to go down. What we also do on our courses is we will promote other courses which you could potentially do after this course. So some people go on to our level 2 dementia awareness course. Some people may go on to our level 2 childhood illness course, and also people then go on to mental health. So it very much depends on what you want to do. So that we give you lots of information within that unit, and we do that straight away just to make you think about the sector that you want to work with within health and social care. So the next unit we do is principles and values. So that's very much about you as an individual. What qualities do you need to work within health and social care? You need to be caring, compassionate, a good timekeeper. You would need good observational skills. So we look at that in detail, because you could potentially be working on a ward where you're supporting people who may have low blood pressure, high blood pressure, low blood saturation levels. So we need to make sure that you understand about observations and what you would do if you had a problem. Would you go to a nurse in charge? So there are different things we go through. within that as well. And it's also about the employer and what values and principles they expect their employees to have. Sometimes we don't know our strengths, so we help you understand what those strengths are so you can sell yourself within an interview environment. Okay, so the next module that you complete is a module for safeguarding, which is a really important module. So in this module, you will learn how to manage different situations which could involve somebody being at risk. So we look at roles and responsibilities of the police. We look at roles and responsibilities of a social worker, a health visitor, a nurse. So you fully understand what services are out there to support somebody. And it's also looking at our responsibilities as an individual. So if you are in any role where you are caring for or supporting an individual, you should really have some knowledge of safeguarding and protecting individuals. So we look at different case studies. We look at society as a whole and the differences in people and how we must make sure that people don't come to any harm, any danger, or experience any abuse. So it's really important to have that knowledge and feel confident about a reporting process within a business if you thought somebody was at risk. So the next module we do is all around communication. So this module, you will look at things like sign language using Makaton. You will look at symbols and different ways to communicate with patients or customers that you work with. But it's not only about the client that you're working with, it's about the people around them, friends, family, you know, it's all the different people that you may be communicating with within that sector. We also look at good and bad communication as well, which is really quite fun to look at the different videos to see how communication works. So that's that module. And then we do equality, diversion, and inclusion. So in this module, you'll look at exploring how people are treated. People need to be treated equally and making sure that people are included in a variety of situations. So it doesn't matter what race, sexual orientation, age, there's so many different things, and we go through everything to make sure you understand that everybody, no matter who they are, need to be treated equally. And we also promote kindness and equality and diversity. So you'll look at that module in quite a lot of detail. So then leading on from there, you'll look at health and safety within a health and social care environment. So if you was in an environment where a patient needed to be moved from one room to another, how would you do that? What training would you expect from that employer, such as manual handling, first aid, fire regulations? There's all sorts of different things related to health and social care. You will look at risk assessments. You will look at PPE, infection control. So you'll also look at disposal of waste. So what bins do you use for different things? For general waste, for sharps, for bodily fluids. You go into all that as well. So it's really increasing your knowledge on health and safety within any health and social care environment. So the next module is around person-centered support. This is very much about care plans, looking at the centre of a person, looking at the core of a person to make sure your care plan is bespoke to that person. So anybody could pick up that care plan and gain knowledge of that patient that you're working with. So we look at allergies, we look at tolerances, we look at cultural beliefs. Everything goes into a care plan, and that care plan needs to be bespoke for that person. So we look at the biology of a person. We look at the history of a person. Are they passionate about football? You know, what has helped them in the past? How would we create a care plan? You know, who do we talk to get that information from? From family, from friends, from previous caregivers that maybe have supported that person. And that care plan is so very, very important. You could be dealing with a customer who maybe has dementia and memory loss, and having those things from the past are really, really important, you know, to gain that understanding of that patient. Okay, so the next unit, so we've got 2 pathways for our mandatory units. So we've got the children pathway if people want to work with children. So we have modules for autistic spectrum, for learning disabilities, and also physical disabilities. And then there's the adult pathway, which again, autistic spectrum, because not just children, you know, are diagnosed as having autism, mental health, which is really important, and also dementia. So there's different pathways. Some people do both. At this stage, sometimes it's really important to gain as much knowledge as you can based on different age groups, and then make the decision on those career pathways. Okay, next slide, please, Caroline. Okay, so remote delivery. I think this is quite important, and I think sometimes people can feel a little bit anxious about how remote delivery works. So I'll briefly tell you how it works, and then you'll see if it meets your needs. So we use apps such as Microsoft Teams, Google Classrooms, and also Zoom for our delivery. So a day in the life of a learner would be at 9:30 on the day of a course. You log into your app. When you log in, your tutor will then do 1 hour, roughly, teaching session with the group as a whole. They have breakout rooms within the apps. They can set group tasks. They can set individuals, you know, in 2s and 3s, different tasks to do. So that's helping people interact as well. People can be quite anxious about webcams. So, you know, at the start, people tend to not have those webcams on, which is absolutely fine. In time, as confidence grows, we do find that more and more cameras go on and people are chatting, but we build people up, you know, because it's not easy at first, you know, using cameras and things. So anything that is downloaded onto a smartphone for the apps doesn't cost anything at all. We use various scanning apps as well, so you can actually scan work and then upload to the app. But what we don't like to do is bombard people with technology. You know, we build it up over time. This qualification is the most important thing. Some people we deal with have never downloaded an app before on their smartphone, which is fine. We will show them how to do it. We break it down bit by bit. In the app, the tutor will download resources. You can submit your work. You have your own personal folders, which nobody can access but your tutor. We will also post booklets to your house, which is really important for lots and lots of people. We can all have the booklet sent to our email, and you can type into your booklet, but just to have something at home, paper-based, that you can pick up and put down and have a look at the units that are coming up, is really important to a lot of people. And it also gives us the opportunity if somebody needs, you know, has dyslexia, needs something in a certain colour, we need certain font sizes, gives us the ability to do that. And they're all printed before a course starts. What we do as well, just to relieve that anxiety, is a week before any course starts, I deliver a virtual awareness session. And it gives learners the opportunity to go onto a call. You don't have to have webcams on. They'll see me and just understand how it works and make sure that they feel comfortable. There's nothing worse than the first day of a course, you're thinking, is this app going to work? I'm starting a new course. I'm worried about my webcam. So we try and address those things a week before. And if there are any technology issues, it gives us the opportunity to deal with them a week before to help with that anxiety and worry. that people may feel on the first day. Also, really important at the moment, children are going back to school. Who knows? Children could be in and out of school. We just don't know what is on the horizon, so we have to predict for that. So, you know, there may be some sessions with your tutor you can't attend. Don't worry. If that is a possibility, as long as you're communicating with your tutor, that is the most important thing. There is nothing that we haven't dealt with since last March on this sort of subject. So, and that's basically everything from me. And I hope that was quite useful, especially the units, just getting a bit more information about what will be covered on a course. You know, so you will find all my details on the Stockport Job Match website. So you can always give me a ring to go through. Again, I don't mind doing that. Everything that I have said so far, you can have a little look at one of the booklets and we can just talk through your life and how it works. Because it's important that we are flexible at the moment. So do feel free to give us a ring, have a chat and go through everything. So we've got a couple of different contracts at the moment. So people are eligible from age 16, 19 plus, claiming benefits on a low wage. So do get in touch to check the eligibility, and we'll certainly look at the different contracts that we have to make sure that everything's okay that side. And learners would also need to produce some ID as well if they're doing any courses with us. So passport, birth certificate, you know, and you can do that directly with me and we go through everything step by step. And I hope that was useful. And that's everything from me, Caroline.
Great stuff. Thanks very much, Natalie. Next, we're going over to Rebecca at Juniper to tell us a little bit more about work experience and traineeships.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Yeah, as Caroline said, my name is Rebecca and I'm the Recruitment Officer for Juniper Training in Stockport. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of who we are, talk you through the courses and opportunities that we have available and discuss how we can support you with your health and social care career. So who are we? We are an independent training provider. We focus on securing outcomes for 16 to 24-year-olds, and that could be into employment, apprenticeships or further education, whichever you're choosing to do once you've studied with us. We've been operating since 1983, so over 35 years experience in this sector. We support over 2,500 students per year across 13 delivery sites. We're an Ofsted registered good provider. We're an approved apprenticeship training provider, so that's for all ages, and we're a post-16 choice, so our aim is to provide personalised pathways to learning tailored to individual needs and aspirations. Okay, so I'll go and talk about our study programme and traineeships offer. Have the next slide, sorry Caroline. Thank you. So how can we support you with your health and social care career? So the main programme that we offer is a 31-week study programme. So within those 31 weeks, you can gain your maths and English GCSE or functional skills, and we'll just talk about the health and social care aspect for today. So you can also gain your level 2 in health and social care qualification with a relevant work experience placement. The work experience placement includes a reference from an employer. So this study programme is eligible to 16 to 18-year-olds who are not in education or full-time employment. The study programme starts with a 4-week induction, so this still will be delivered via Microsoft Teams, and then from week 5 for the maths, English and health and social care lessons, they'll be face-to-face. The study programme acts as a kind of stepping stone for young people who are either unsure about their career path or who might need a bit of upskilling. So as mentioned before, you might need your maths or English, or you want to gain some valuable work experience. The idea of our level 2 health and social care course is to progress you onto a level 3 course or a traineeship, which you can do with ourselves, apprenticeship or paid employment. It is available to 16 to 18-year-olds, but you can be 19 on programme as long as you were 18 on the day that you started with us. Our work placement opportunities are always growing those, and our progression coordinators are continually exploring new and exciting opportunities for our students. We do also encourage our students to seek out placements themselves, and we will support them to do so. So if they find an employer they would like to work with, then we will support them with contacting them. We also have a monthly intake, so you can start with us as soon as March the 22nd this month, and then the next intake will be April, and so on. Have the next slides, Caroline. Thank you. Okay, so we'll talk about our traineeships as well. They can follow on from our study programme, or you can go straight into a traineeship if you are work ready. So they're available for 16 to 24-year-olds, 25 if you have an education and healthcare plan. The aim of the traineeships is to help develop skills and work experience to be attractive to employers, to access apprenticeships or full-time employment. Our programme is for learners who are almost work ready, but you might have little or no work experience in your chosen sector. Some examples of some placements that we've had previously are for care homes, so Priestnell Court, ARC Centre, which is around mental health and support to the community and organisations. And the traineeship opportunities are the same with our work placements with the study programme. We're continually trying to offer new opportunities for anyone on a traineeship. So since the world has gone a bit crazy and we've been in lockdown, and obviously the programmes weren't all available where there were placements there. So while the trainee placements were closed, we have been offering online courses to go alongside the traineeships while we've been waiting for those opportunities to open again, which hope will be this month. So for health and social care, our online sector specific courses include alcohol awareness of substance misuse, dementia awareness, mental health awareness, and safeguarding and understanding eating disorders. So those will start before the placement, and then once placements open up, we can be running those alongside the traineeship placements. We do have apprenticeships available as well in childcare, customer service and business admin, and you will hear from our apprenticeship team on Thursday and Friday this week. If you would like any more information, or if you want to book an interview, you can call into our Stockport office, or you can give us a ring. We do have a drop-in every Tuesday 1 till 3 o'clock, and also our contact details and more information on our courses is on Stockport Job Match as well. And that's it from me. Thanks, Caroline.
So we've heard from some great training providers there, talking us through the different routes into the sector and some of the different options in terms of apprenticeships, traineeships and work experience. We're now going to go to some employers who are going to tell us more about careers in the sector, and some industry experts to tell us a day in the life of what typical jobs involve. First up, we're going to be hearing from Stockport Nhs Foundation Trust. So I'll hand you over to Simon now to tell us a little bit more.
Hi, thanks for that, Caroline. Good morning. My name's Simon Ainsworth. I'm the matron for workforce at Stockport Nhs Foundation Trust, and I'm glad to be given the opportunity just to sell Stockport really and the career in health and social care. You know, Stockport is part of Greater Manchester. We're quite a 15 minutes out of the city centre and also 10 minutes away from the countryside. So we've got best of both worlds. Stockport Nhs Foundation Trust is one of the largest recruiters and employers in Stockport and Greater Manchester. We employ around 7,000 staff. Be it from, you know, domestics, catering staff, nursing, medical, and our human resource workforce team. We have cover a large area really, including Macclesfield, Derbyshire. So we cover quite a large population, ranging from, you know, birth to the older generation. Stockport is known to have the largest population of an older generation, so that is one of our demands at present. We have lots of local engagement events, which with our execs We invite the public in, and we also do a lot of online forums. We've just been taking part of the LGBT plus forum, actually, which was Stockport and Greater Manchester. So we're always touching out to every sector within Greater Manchester, and doing quite a lot of networking. We've just completed our staff survey, which is done every year, and this gives it a great opportunity to see what staff like, what they don't like, and what they want us to do better for them. And we're looking forward for the census 2021, which will also feed into our strategy for the next 5 years. We've changed how we recruit, and a lot of it's done online, and we've also been given the opportunities that we've seen a lot of the diversity and are people who are wanting to come and work at Stockport and in with the health sector, and it's kind of great to get to, a vast variety of people. Our values at Stockport are: we care, we listen, and we respect. So, and that is our fundamentals of what we do at Stockport. And within the NHS, any NHS or with healthcare, there is lots of opportunities. So I think we like to invest and develop our staff. Thank you. I'm just now going to hand over to my colleague Lindsay Gregory, who's the lead for education at Stockport, and she's just going to discuss some pathways on how to develop and get into the NHS.
Sorry, I'm just waiting for the slide to come up. I can't see it yet on my screen. Got it. Thank you. Thanks for bearing with me. My name's Lindsay Gregory, and I'd like to talk to you about some of the nursing development and other career pathways that we've got and projects on board. We are currently recruiting a wide range of vacancies, and there's a lot of opportunities within the trust. As you can see from the slide, we like to start with the school students. We have a lot of engagement with local schools and colleges, really to help them to understand what jobs are available in the NHS. And I think approximately there's 380 opportunities for work, different jobs in the NHS as we stand. At Stockport, we're quite committed to helping the young people understand what roles and responsibilities there are here, and also how best to prepare for them moving forwards. With that in mind, we are introducing the Nursing Cadet programme again to the Trust, which offers a really rare opportunity for young people who are currently working on the extended BTEC health and social care to have 3 days in college and 2 days a week in practice. Those cadets would be 16 to 19 on a 2-year programme in conjunction with the local colleges. Moving on from the cadet programme, we'd really like to help people to understand the opportunities that are available with those qualifications. We are in liaison with universities, so some cadets will go on to study at university, and we're hoping to be able to have some sort of guaranteed interview onto the nursing programme for them. If they don't want to go into nursing, then we do have other career routes. They can join as healthcare support workers, or they can also come onto the TNA programme. And the Training Nursing Associates is something I'm going to talk about a little bit more later. As a Band 2 HCA, before that we also have a development programme for healthcare support workers, which is 3 to 6 months working here at the Trust, where they would complete the care certificate and following that move into employment should they desire. We have lots of other opportunities once people are on a Band 2 HCA. We help them with their learning and development. We can offer functional skills in English and maths. That would lead them to then develop their careers further if they wanted to become a nursing associate. From the Nursing Associate programme, we're really hoping that they start to embed that role. We'd very much like to carry on working to make sure that that role is embedded in the Trust and that we are supporting patients with qualified patient nurses at the bedside. For our nursing, for which we do also have lots of career opportunities at the moment, we have a brand new preceptorship programme which is aimed at professional development, including service improvement projects. Can I have the next screen, please? So I'm just waiting for it to pop up. So I haven't got the next slide in front of me, but what I don't know if everybody else can see that yet, can they?
It's on nursing development career pathways.
Yeah, sorry, I can't see that, but anyway, I probably by heart now. On this slide, hopefully you can see a little bit more information about the Trainee Nursing Associate programme. We recruit twice a year onto this programme, and it's a 2-year foundation degree in conjunction with either University of Bolton or University of Salford. The last cohort we had 6 newly qualified, and the cohorts vary in size between 6 in the last one and 20 for this current one, and we've got 52 TNAs currently on board with us. It's a very new role, and it is designed to help bridge the gap between health registered nurses and healthcare assistants. And really it's aimed, as I said before, at having really qualified staff at the bedside, and that has proved to improve patient care and patient experience enormously. It's a standalone role, and it does provide a progression route into graduate nursing. And with the foundation degree, people can access halfway through the second year of a nursing programme, so it only would take another 18 months. That's an apprenticeship programme, and so as such, obviously you're working and learning at the same time, and it does attract quite a lot of great employees because it's a paid role. We work with people of all ages in a variety of settings throughout the health and social care. And this role really does contribute to the role of nursing and improving patient care. And it helps the registered nurses as well to focus on their more complex roles. Please can I have the next slide?
Yeah, that's up there now about what staff say about working at Stockport.
Okay, I'm going to pass you back over to Simon now. Thank you. Sorry.
Hi, so really, Lindsay has given you quite an in-depth idea of what is on offer career-wise within the NHS. And to make it this last slide really is just to show that we're known as a family trust. We are #Team Stockport. We acknowledge the work that our colleagues do by, highlighting achievements. We've got our infection prevention nurse that has been awarded the accolade of Caval Nurse this year. And we were one of the first trusts in the northwest to start the COVID-19 vaccination hub, which is still running now, and that is going strength by strength. Great. So it's been great to have the opportunity to showcase Stockport and the NHS in general. So I hope it's invigorated some of you to make contact and think of a career within the health and social care. If you've got any questions, or if you would like any recruitment advice, you're more than welcome to email stockport.nursing@stockport.nhs.uk. I can forward that details on to Caroline to email out, but there's plenty of opportunities, as I say, from catering to portering, and we are at present doing a mass recruitment drive for nursing and care support workers. And we welcome anyone who hasn't got care experience but has got some transferable skills. So like I said, drop an email to stockport.nursing@stockport.nhs.uk, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much, Simon and Lindsay, for telling us some more about careers within the NHS today. Hopefully that will have inspired a few more people to look up those nursing pathways. And next we're going to switch to Abby over at Helping Hands to tell us a little bit more about the other side of the coin with regards to a career in social care.
There we go, fab. Yeah, you can go on to the next one straight away. So Hi everyone, I'm Abby and I'm the recruitment manager at Helping Hands Home Care. I'll just start off by telling you a little bit about us, and then I'll move on to the vacancies that we've got available and sort of what we look for in a care assistant. So Helping Hands has been established since 1989 and it's a family-run organisation. It was started by a lady called Mary, and then her two sons, Tim and Ben, sort of took over the running of the business in the sort of early 2000s. I've been with the company almost 4 years, and when I joined we had about 45 offices nationwide. Currently, as we stand, you'll see on the screen we've got 120. So a really ambitious company, lots of growth, and we've remained stable throughout the pandemic. So echoing what the guys have already said about healthcare being, you know, a really stable sector and a key one to get in. We're one of the UK's largest domiciliary care providers, and all that means is that we look after people who still live in their own homes rather than within a care home or sort of supported living type setting. We are growing in the Greater Manchester area, so we've got offices that I'll talk about on the next slide, and we provide 2 different types of care. We do what we call the hourly visiting service, and that is where a carer will go house to house and visit multiple people in one day. But then we also offer a live-in care service, which, exactly as it says on the tin, is when a carer will move into the customer's home and actually live in the home with them. And that's normally for a sort of 2 to 8 week rough placement. And if I could have the next slide, please, Caroline.
Is that okay?
Thank you. So I've got a slide here about the different vacancies that we've got available. So the first one is our hourly visiting care assistant, and that's, as I said, when you'll visit multiple people in one day. Typically the visits are about 45 minutes to 2 hours long, but we do have some sits that are longer than that. And you'll support the customer with all the usual things that you would expect within the care sector, personal care, cooking, cleaning, like domestic duties, sometimes just companionship as well. We support a really wide variety of people who, you know, have barely any needs at all, maybe just need a little bit of support around the house, right through to full clinical care where people may be bedbound and you know, need sort of nurse-led care. So it's a real variety in terms of the job and the day-to-day role and what you could be doing. Similarly, with the live-in care programme, again, we support a variety of people. Typically you would be with the customer for 2 to 8 weeks, but we do have some customers where it's a more ongoing arrangement, and it might be that we have, say, 2 carers and they do a month on, a month off each. So it really does depend on the customer and what their needs are, but also allows for that flexibility with you as a carer coming on board. We're very much booking work around your availability, so it's a great option for flexible working, slightly outside of your normal kind of full-time working hours. In addition to that, we've also got offices based in all of the locations that I've written on the slide there. And within the office, we have a number of positions. So we have a registered manager, care coordinator, and a trainer as well. So if you are somebody who has a little bit more experience within the health and social care setting, then there might be that there are some other roles that you'll be suited to. Usually these are full-time and based in the office. And next slide, please. Fab. So this slide is a little bit about our sort of culture and what we look for. So 90% of the roles, and those are the living carers and the hourly visiting carers, they require you to have no previous experience. We've got a really well established and robust training programme. So dependent on your needs as an employee, it could be that you've got a lot of experience and you don't need too much training, you want to get straight into the role, which is something that we can accommodate. Or if you're coming from a background of no experience whatsoever, then we have a full training and induction programme that will give you all the tools you need to do the job. You'll also do a lot of shadowing with an experienced carer, so you'll never just be, you know, thrown in at the deep end on your own if it's not something that you've done before. The recruitment process that we go for is what we call a values-driven recruitment process, and that's to say that we're not assessing your previous experience, but we're assessing you as a person and what you believe, and we're looking for those values to align to ours. And really it's all about being kind towards people, looking after people. So you'll see on the screen there I've put up a little graphic of our company values, which are around, you know, supporting each other, listening, understanding, and really we do have a culture of autonomy as well. So it's not the type of business where you'll be micromanaged. If there's something that you feel is right to do for the benefit of a customer, then absolutely we advise you get on and do that. The only rule that we have is that it has to pass the granny test. And the granny test is simply asking yourself, would your granny approve? Is it morally the right thing to do? Is it, you know, financially viable, something that she would approve of? Then if it passes that test, then absolutely you can crack on and do it. So as much as we're the type of company that, you know, has standards that we set, and obviously we need to do that for, we're looking after vulnerable people, we are the sort of company where, you know, you're allowed to show a bit of personality, a bit of initiative, and if you're ambitious and want to progress, then those opportunities are going to be available to you. And next slide, please. Fab. So all of the roles, quite self-explanatory, require you to have the right to work in the UK. The majority of our locations in the sort of Greater Manchester, Stockport area, you do need to be a driver for the hourly visiting roles, and that's because obviously getting between houses is just a lot easier with the spread of the customers. For the living carer role, though, you don't need to be a driver, so that could be an option if there are any non-drivers on the call. The usual process is an online application, and we advertise our jobs on the Stockport Jobs Match service, and also put a link to our website on the slides. Once you've submitted your application, you'll have a phone interview with whoever it is in the relevant office that you've applied to. Following that, it would usually be a face-to-face interview, but obviously with the current situation, we're doing those through video, and we use Microsoft Teams as well. Once you've passed that interview, you'll then come onto the assessment and selection course, and that could either be 1 day or it could be 3 days, and that's for the hourly service and the living service respectively. Once you have passed that, your induction and training depends on your level of experience and the role that you've applied for. So, as I said, if you've got lots of experience already, that process can be a little bit shorter. If you're the sort of person that needs a little bit more support, then we could extend that. So it's really flexible. We take it on a case-by-case basis, and it's, you know, really tailored to you as a new member of the team. So I hope that gives a little insight into us as an employer. There are lots of opportunities available in Stockport and Greater Manchester, and if anybody wants any more information, then feel free to reach out to me directly.
Oh, thanks very much, Abby. That was a really good insight into careers with helping hands and how to get started. Next, we're going to switch to Natasha at Creative Support to tell us a little bit more about their offer. But apologies, I've just reset the slides, so just bear with me whilst I bring them up, and I'll hand you over to Natasha to get started.
Hi everybody, my name's Natasha. I'm the Recruitment Manager for Creative Support. Thanks for coming along today. Just while we're waiting for the slides, just to talk about a bit about Creative Support. So we are a national non-for-profit. We're based in Stockport now, so we moved to Stockport about 3 years ago. We have roles across England now. We work in over 65 local authorities. So we have services up in Newcastle and as far south as Essex. We have services across Greater Manchester. So today's career service is really based on Greater Manchester services. But for us, that includes areas like Tameside, Bolton, Stockport. So we have lots of vacancies, and they do vary. So our head office is based just opposite Stockport College, for those who are familiar with Stockport. So we do have some vacancies that aren't care and support roles. So they would be within our finance team, our HR team. So if you are interested in a non-care and support role, please do have a look at our website. The details are on one of these slides. The website is www.creativesupport.co.uk. you can give us a call. Our head office number is 0161 236 0829. And you can contact me anytime, or the recruitment team anytime about any of our roles. We do have senior roles and managerial roles. So we have area manager roles, senior support worker roles, activity coordinator roles in some of our London services. Our roles do vary as our services vary. So do have a look at our Work For Us page on our website. Just a bit of background in terms of who we are. This is our 30th year that we're celebrating this year, which is it's great for us. We're really happy in terms of everything that we've been able to do for the last 30 years. So we were set up by our current CEO, Anna Luntz, 30 years ago. We are a non-for-profit, and that's really very key to who we are and what we do. There are other health and social care organisations and agencies who work in a really expanding and challenging sector, but we're key in that we're non-for-profit, and that really reflects our values and ethos. So we're a Stonewall diversity champion. That's really important to us. You can see a picture there of one of our floats of pride. We're an Investors in People Silver employer, and we received Investors in People Gold this year for our HR and learning and development teams. And we're a disability confident employer. So that's all key to who we are and what we do. And that's really reflected in what we're looking for. So if you're looking for a new career, if you've been furloughed, if you've been made redundant, if you're not sure what you want to do, this is a really, really good time to have a try, to have a look, especially in health and social care. Sorry, Caroline. Sorry, Caroline, I don't know if you said anything then. I'll just continue. So in terms of the global pandemic, it's been a difficult time for a lot of health and social care organisations and the NHS. We've done really well in terms of being able to support our staff. So we have PPE, our staff are at the forefront of those getting the vaccine. Our services are fun services to work in, and they're safe, and I think that's a really important message for everybody. I think it's been a scary time for a lot of us, but working in health and social care isn't scary. It's great fun. It's different every day, and that takes us on to what does a support worker do? A support worker is somebody that goes and supports somebody in their every day-to-day life, really. So that might be somebody with a mental health need. So you might be supporting somebody to go to the bank, to get their bills paid, to budget. You might be supporting an adult with a learning disability in their own home. So that might be things like preparing dinner or taking medication and giving personal care. You might be supporting older people in one of our extra care services, and that's about popping in and making sure people don't feel isolated, especially at this time. There's a variety of roles, and they vary really depending on the people that you're going to be supporting. Thanks, Caroline. Next slide, please. So we discussed a little bit about head office roles and senior roles. As I said, you can have a look at our website for those. So if you are interested in a new career and you want to work for a non-for-profit, do come on board, do have a look. We also have a CV service available. So if you looked at our website and you can't find a role that's right for you now, but you do want to stay with us, just pop your CV on an email to us. And we'll keep that, and we'll review upcoming roles. So this is a day in the life as a support worker, just to give you, I suppose, a taster of the role that you could look forward to with us. This is obviously this has been anonymised, but this is supporting, say, an adult or two adults with a learning disability in their own home. So a lot of our service users live in their own home, and it's about supporting people to live the life that everybody leads. It's about getting up in the morning, and breakfast and activities vary depending on who you're supporting. So one of our service users has a ball pool that they enjoy going into some of our service users go to work, some of our service users volunteer. So different activities depending on what people like and what people do. And we really do try and match staff to service users. So if you're really into football or gaming or swimming, we'd like to match you to one of our service users so that you can share those passions, because I think that's how care works really well. When you're working with someone and you're sharing the things that you both enjoy. Thanks, Caroline. So the next slide is a short video about creative support. It really looks at That's great. Thank you, Caroline.
Thanks very much.
The audio and videos are slightly out of sync, but there's some really, really nice footage there. So I think that explains probably better than I can about the nature of the work and the nature of the campaign. The last slide is just about benefits of working with creative support, which I thought it was worth highlighting. Some of the benefits, one of the new benefits that I really enjoy is an extra day off on your birthday every year, which is really nice and encourages you to take your birthday off. We also have our Creative Academy. So you heard from Ray there as part of the video in terms of the training and the ongoing training and development we have as part of creative support. That's really important to underline. So we have our own training academy. Thank you, Caroline, that's it. We have our own training academy, Creative Academy. So pre-COVID, we were delivering over 300 courses nationally. Obviously, that's changed slightly, but we still are offering training. We've got face-to-face training as well as e-learning. And that's really important, especially if you're new to health and social care. You'll receive your mandatory training. You'll start on your care certificate. You can go on to your diploma, and as Ray says in the video, you can carry on training and learning with us, and that's really important. Our service, so our head of HR, Julie Cook, she started with us as a support worker in our Bolton services. She now heads our HR and service director for many of our services. So that's how important it is that we take our staff, and a lot of our senior staff and managers and service directors are homegrown. So you really can develop with us. It's not just something that we say. We've got competitive rates of pay and annual leave. One of the really important things for us is paid leave, which a lot of competitors don't offer. So that's maternity leave, adoption leave, compassionate leave, the carers leave. You'll receive paid leave on those, and £100 on completion of your probationary period, which is 4 months with creative support. So these are just some of the benefits I've picked out today to talk to you about. Again, they are on all of our job descriptions. So do have a look at our website, creativesupport.co.uk, and go to the work for us page and just type in the area that you want to work in or your home postcode and have a little look at some of those vacancies. Again, if you do have any queries, just give me a call anytime. It's 07972 735 357. My mobile's on from 8 till 8, Monday to Friday. Thank you, Caroline.
Great stuff. Thanks very much, Natasha.
Thanks, Caroline. Take care.
We're now going to be switching over to Claire at Home Instead Care.
Hi, good morning everybody. My name's Claire. I'm the General Manager at Home Instead over in Stockport and Tameside. I'm excited to be on this with you today and to share with you all about working in care with us and what we can offer. I've been with Home Instead now for nearly 5 years, started my journey as a recruitment coordinator through to a recruitment manager, head of caregiver experience, and since October last year, I became the general manager. So a very exciting career that I've had with Home Instead myself. And I'd now like to tell you a little bit about Home Instead and why we're different. So Home Instead is the world's leading provider of non-medical care and companionship services, and it allows people to stay living in their own homes with our fantastic care and support. We have a minimum visit of 1 hour, and we go through the matching process. So that means that we look at the caregivers, we look at the clients, we look at your the needs and the wants of the clients, and then the hobbies, the interests, the talents and the skills that you as a caregiver has got. And then we put that match together to form that professional relationship to allow you then to deliver the best care possible with our care and support. As a company, we very much look at core values for the recruitment process, and that means that what we're looking for is that you have a caring nature, you use your life experiences and the transferable skills that you can bring to us. This year, more than ever, during the pandemic, just to let you know that we've had teachers who have been homeschooling by day, making a huge difference to the children in the community. And then by night, they've been out working with our clients and making a difference to allow them to live at home. We've had an air stewardess who was made redundant, totally changed her career to come and work in care, but thinking about all the transferable skills that she could bring with her, all those people that she's walked and talked with, all those people she's given reassurance to that have been really uncertain around flying, and she needs to really support them along the way. And those skills and experiences have been fantastic when she's been communicating with our clients. We had a lady that came to us. She was made redundant from the local bookies, and told me when she came on the interview, I have no experience in care. Then as the session carried on, she then started telling me how much she had supported a gentleman every single day at exactly the same time when he'd arrived into the shop, chatted to her, had a cup of tea with her, and the support that she'd given him. So then thinking about those transferable skills and experiences that she could bring over to us. 6 months later, she's an absolutely amazing caregiver, and we still reflect on the work that she did in her previous careers. You need to have excellent communication skills. That can be verbal, non-verbal, you know, our clients communicate in all different ways, body language. We have some clients that are unable to verbally communicate, so they write things down. So you need to have empathy towards others. So really understand what it is that they're going through and be able to walk the walk with them, have that real good level of understanding. And also for their families, having empathy for the families and what they're going through as well. You do need to have a driving licence with us and access to use your own vehicle for work, because you are travelling between our clients' homes with a dedicated travel time. Also, our clients very much do want to go out into the community. So you might well be taking them to the local park for their current wellbeing walk, or to go and get their essential groceries. But as the community starts opening back up again, we do facilitate an awful lot of community cafes and lunch clubs, day trips. So we do support our clients to get out as much as we possibly can. You need to be very reliable. Our clients are expecting caregivers at a dedicated time, and they build up that relationship with you. So they need to know that you are coming on the day that you should be arriving and at the time that you should be there. You really have to have a desire to help others. It's so important, having that huge, big heart of gold, wanting to make a difference and have a rewarding job is most definitely what we are looking for. And the passion needs to come through right from the very start when you first make that inquiry with us. You need to live in the Stockport and Tameside area so that it's realistically able for you to get to our clients. You know, we've had snow days. Fortunately, not as many as other areas, but when we have had snow days, working in your local neighbourhood still enables you to put on your wellies, put on your bobble hat and make your way to your clients. And it was absolutely amazing when we did have some snow days not too long ago, when our clients were waiting at the door with hot chocolate and toast for the clients on arrival as they walked up their paths. And again, we just focus on the communication skills that you need to have as a caregiver, both to be able to communicate effectively with us in the office as well. And there is a lot more technology involved these days, so you need to be confident with IT technology to be able to access things on the phone as necessary as well. So why home instead? It's important to think about what we offer that makes us stand out as an employer. We are delighted that so many people come knocking on our door for care, and it's even better when they say it's because my friend works for you, or it's because I've seen your caregivers out in the community, I've seen your reviews on social media, and we are what we say that we offer. We offer competitive rates of pay between £10.20 and £10.40 an hour, and it's double pay for bank holidays. We have a clear career progression. So when you start with us, everybody works towards achieving the care certificate, and we celebrate that achievement with you with a nice bottle of bubbly. And we also give you, at that point, at the end of the probation period of 3 months for completion of the care certificate, we give you £100 as well. We offer ongoing further training and development. So we have 2 in-house trainers, 1 who is also a registered nurse. We're accredited to deliver sitting guilds in end-of-life and dementia care. And we also encourage you and signpost you to do MVQs as well, which are fully funded by ourselves. Career progression is something that's really important to us, and we have a fantastic career progression from you as caregivers, and it's important that we remember that not everybody wants to progress into an office environment. So although I spoke at the beginning about my journey within the office and how I progressed, we are aware that caregivers often like to still be out in the community supporting clients. So we have a good career progression available where you can upskill and think about the length of service and the different opportunities and become caregiver ambassadors and champions and seniors and stay out in the field and indeed support other caregivers as well that are embarking on their journey with us. We have ongoing continued support either from our trainers or indeed our community support workers who are out there to support you and walk the walk with you while you're out trying to get into that key safe at night, or you've got a medication issue. It's always our team that are at the end of the phone to help you. As I said, we are core value recruitment. We really want to know about you. We deliver person-centred care to our clients and we recruit on a person-centred basis. So you are all individuals to us. We offer committed working hours, so we aim to give you a good work-life balance, and we really think about what hours it is that you're looking to work, and you commit those hours to us as a provider, and then we match you to your clients. We offer continuity of care, so with that we look for you to be able to go to the same clients each day that you're working, so you can build up that trusting relationship with us. And most of all, we offer job satisfaction, and our caregivers absolutely love the jobs that they are doing. And it is my absolute delight now to introduce you to one of our caregivers by the name of Wendy. Wendy has been with us now for 3 years and is going to talk you through her role as a rewarding caregiver. And indeed, we are so delighted that she was a winner for Home Instead for the Home Care Worker Award last year, and she was a national finalist. So a huge congratulations to Wendy, and welcome to Wendy, who is now going to talk you through her journey as a caregiver and her role.
For 3 years.
Sorry, Wendy, they just missed out on the audio from the start. Could you just start again for us, please?
Okay. My name's Wendy, and I've worked for Home Instead Stockport for just coming up to 3 years now. My background sort of like originally sort of was in childcare, but I came into care because my mum was terminally ill, and we had a fantastic team that came in to help us look after mum in her final days. And it was so rewarding and sort of meant such a lot to us as a family, sort of these ladies that used to come in and help us care. It just made me feel as though sort of like I wanted to give something back to the community. So I did a little bit of research and sort of came across Home Instead Stockport and sort of really liked their work ethos and the fact that sort of, you know, we get at least an hour with each of our clients to sort of really form and forge a good friendship and sort of working bond with our clients. It's not all just personal care. We do lots of other different things. We, you know, sort of we offer companionship. We help make meals and things like that and everything and what have you. So you really do build a good relationship with your clients, and they become friends more than clients really. Sort of, and I really look forward to going out, you know, each day to sort of visiting my clients and making that positive difference to their lives each day. You know, sort of enabling the clients to be able to stay at home, to access, you know, areas of the community that they might not be able to do, you know, if we weren't going in, and sort of generally sort of, you know, helping the families to keep their loved ones at home, you know, for as long as possible. We have a good working relationship with all our other fellow caregivers as well, and it's just fantastic job. It's so rewarding, and I just go home from work every day with such a happy heart. I can't imagine ever doing anything else again. Training, we have lots of training, so there's never any task that's too daunting, or, you know, you don't feel as though you can't do it. And then if you are a little unsure, you know, sort of then there's always somebody at the end of the office saying sort of like to help us and guide us through and everything. So people shouldn't be reluctant about coming into care and think that sort of like, oh, I can't do that, or I couldn't do this or anything, because you absolutely can, you know, sort of the support's there for everybody. I'm just trying to think what else I need to say. It's just an absolutely amazing job, and I was absolutely thrilled to bits to win the North West Home Caregiver Award. So just kind of sort of my day, you know, just going through with what I do with one of my clients is I go in the morning and sort of, you know, make her a cup of tea. We then sort of administer medication. We have a chat while she has a breakfast, you know, sort of, and talk about things that she'd like to do today. It's always about client's choice, you know, sort of if, you know, the client wants to go out, we go out. If they want to stay in, we stay in. We do crafts, we plant plants, we bake, we cook, you know, lots and lots and lots of different things. And sometimes it can involve just going shopping or just sitting and having a cup of tea, because we might be the only people that those clients see that day. So it's making a positive difference in their lives and helping them to sort of feel as though they're a valued member of the community, you know, and that they've got a purpose in life, you know, sort of not just sitting at home, especially in the current times when everybody's had to stay at home. It's just keeping them in touch with sort of like the outside world as well. Absolutely love my job. I wouldn't give it up for anything.
Thanks so much, Wendy. And Wendy is, you know, one of 110 caregivers out in the community with us, and she's absolutely fantastic. And we do value each and every one of our caregivers, and it's been lovely to see Wendy come and join us, and how she's progressed herself over the last 3 years, and we look forward to her progressing even further in the future. So what I just want to finish off by telling you is that should you wish to look about a career as a caregiver with Home Instead, you can contact us by calling us on 0161 480 0646. We do have a Facebook, which is Home Instead Stockport, and we do have a website, which is www.homeinstead.co.uk/Stockport. And we look forward to hearing from you very soon. Thank you.
That's great. Thanks very much, Claire, and lovely to hear from Wendy with a real life account this morning. It really makes a big difference to hear from somebody who's doing the job and is clearly so passionate about it. Okay, so last up this morning, we have some information that has come through from the team at Stockport Fostering, who unfortunately aren't able to join us live this morning, but have sent me some information just to pass on. So they say that in the UK, there are almost 63,000 children living with foster carers, and there are 420 children in care in Stockport. 172 of these children are living with Stockport Council mainstream foster carers. So it's a fantastic opportunity to consider a career as a foster carer. And there's a couple of different types of roles. There are emergency foster carers that provide care to children on an ad hoc emergency basis. There's short-term foster carers that provide care to children until care plans are concluded, which could be up to 2 years and sometimes longer. Long-term permanent foster carers that support children and young people with care until they reach independence or beyond. Parent and child foster carers that provide support to both a parent and their child, so often young parents, to assess and prepare them for childcare on their own. And foster to adopt foster carers who are dual approved as adopted parents and foster carers as well. So there's a couple of different vacancies that Stockport Council are actively recruiting for at the moment. They're specialist foster carers and fostering plus foster carers. In terms of what they look for to become a foster carer, you must be over the age of 21. As long as you're fit and healthy, there's no upper age limit. You don't need any special qualifications, you just need to care about the welfare of young people and have the ability to provide them with stability throughout difficult times. You can become a foster carer if you don't have your own children, but some experience of looking after young people would be useful. There's some fantastic training and development opportunities available for those who start a career in foster care, and it's actually a requirement that foster carers throughout their career maintain their personal and professional development. So if you are interested in a career in fostering, the next virtual fostering information event is this Wednesday, the 3rd of March at 6 p.m. and you can join the event by visiting stockport.gov.uk and their fostering team. The link is live on the screen now. So that brings us to the end of our employer presentations this morning. I am aware that some of you had some difficulties in starting the event at the outset and missed some of the careers advice information and overview that was given at the start. So I will re-record that shortly and make that available to you and send out the links this afternoon. But an absolutely massive thank you to all of the employers, training providers and support services who have joined us this morning. You can follow this week's activities on social media using the hashtags GMCW 2021 and NCW 2021 for Greater Manchester Careers Week and National Careers Week. You can also tag us and like and share on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And for more information, don't forget to visit our website, stockport-jobsmatch.co.uk/career development. There'll be a range of resources and information on there, including employer evaluation forms to make notes on some of the presentations that you've heard this morning, as well as a participation certificate that you can download to take to your training provider, careers advisor or work coach to show that you've taken part. And don't forget that we've got more events coming up throughout the course of the week. Tomorrow is tomorrow is customer service and retail, so you can join us from 10 o'clock online to hear from presenters like Marks and Spencer's and the Growth Company and Concentrics talking about their vacancies. On Wednesday, we have IT and digital. Thursday is marketing, media and creative careers, and Friday is manufacturing and logistics. I hope you've enjoyed today's first virtual careers fair and that you can find more information on the website, including applying for the jobs and finding the training courses. Thanks, everyone.